What's up, everybody? I'm Michael, and today I'm going to be giving you all a non-spoiler review of the latest MCU flick, Captain America: Brave New World. This is the fourth installment in the Captain America franchise, and the first big screen adventure with Sam Wilson as the new Captain America. In this movie, we follow Sam Wilson as he finds himself in the middle of an international incident involving both Thaddeus Ross and Isaiah Bradley. It's up to him and his new sidekick, Joaquin Torres, to uncover the evil global plan. There's been a lot said about this movie, both before production and even while filming was taking place. At the end of Avengers Endgame, we see Steve Rogers hand over the Captain America mantle to Sam Wilson, an idea I thought sounded very promising. I know there's some people who would have preferred Bucky to be the next Captain America, but in the context of the MCU, I think it made a lot more sense for Sam Wilson to become the next Captain America. Of course, we had the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show on Disney+, which honestly felt like a 2-hour movie split into 8 episodes of television. It was an alright miniseries. I think the writing was easily the worst part of it, but I believe both Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan really held it together. After that show concluded, it was immediately followed up with an announcement of Captain America 4, with Anthony Mackie starring as the new Captain America. And ever since then, I was really curious to see where Marvel would take his story onto the big screen. After the initial announcement of Captain America 4, I couldn't help but feel like something was wrong. You've had the same writers as the Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I mentioned earlier was the writing of that show was easily the worst part of it. You also have the director of 2018's Cloverfield Paradox, which...
Not a great plan.
If all of that wasn't concerning enough, there were countless reports about how Captain America: Brave New World was going through extensive reshoots and rewrites after negative test screenings. It turned out that those reshoots only lasted 22 days this past summer, but at the end of the day, it was already too late. Reports about the reshoot spread like wildfire, and a lot of people were going into this movie expecting it to be bad, without even watching it. Despite everything going on, I went into Captain America: Brave New World with an open mind. I love the character of Sam Wilson, and everything I've seen from the trailers, I thought that there was enough going on in the story to justify its existence. And after seeing the movie at my local theater last night, I couldn't help but feel very underwhelmed and disappointed. Now, don't get me wrong, Anthony Mackie's a solid actor, and I think he does a great job here as Sam Wilson, and there's even a really cool action sequence towards the beginning of the movie involving a hostage situation. It reminded me a lot of Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and I was really hoping that the rest of the movie would keep that same energy. I was initially on board, but then the actual plot starts. Out of all the plot points they could have chosen for this movie, I don't know why they went with this one. To me, Brave New World feels like Marvel wanted to make a Hulk movie, but for some reason couldn't use the character of the Hulk. You have Thaddeus Ross, played by Harrison Ford, who is great in here, by the way. Despite his old age, Harrison Ford still has a lot of charisma to him, and I loved seeing his interactions with Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson. I thought those were easily the best parts of the movie. There's little nuggets of that espionage thriller vibe that was brought into Captain America: The Winter Soldier, but in here I thought it was done worse, and in many ways, Brave New World feels like a diet version of Captain America: The Winter Soldier. There are certain plot points and characters that are introduced in this movie that I felt like would have been a lot better if they were in a different movie, or maybe in a Disney Plus show. I won't get into spoilers, but the characterization of Sam Wilson in this movie kinda rubbed me the wrong way. The way he was written felt like a portrayal of what Steve Rogers was fighting for in the first 3 Captain America movies. There's also points in here where you could tell that this movie was reworked during post-production. There's a character in this movie named Sidewinder, played by Giancarlo Esposito, and despite him being shown in the trailers, he's really just a throwaway character in this movie. He shows up and he just leaves. Like, I think this would have been a much more interesting movie if you had Sam Wilson, Bucky Barnes teaming up again to fight Sidewinder. Or even both of them teaming up to fight against the Red Hulk. You do see Sam Wilson fight the Red Hulk here, but it feels like the directors and the studio didn't really commit to the idea of having Thaddeus Ross turning completely evil. I don't know, to me it just felt completely safe. Isaiah Bradley's a character in this movie as well. He was one of the best parts of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and unfortunately I felt like his character in this movie was more of a plot device than actually growing the relationship between him and Sam Wilson. The leader also returns here, once again played by Tim Blake Nelson. I'm gonna be honest, I do not remember The Incredible Hulk, like, at all. The last time I saw that movie was in 2014, and the only thing I remember from that movie is the Tony Stark cameo. It's entirely possible that I missed a few things before going into Brave New World, but the character of the leader and his entire motivation here is just completely convoluted and stupid. It does not fit in a Captain America movie. It's honestly a damn shame this movie turned out the way that it did, because I think Anthony Mackie deserved a lot better here. He has the likability and charisma to be the next Captain America, but it kind of goes back to my initial complaint with The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They probably should have just made that into a movie and consider that Captain America 4. Think about it. You could have had Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes teaming up to fight against John Walker, or the evil Captain America, and actually, like, commit to that idea instead of chickening out and making John Walker a, like, anti-hero. I don't know, man. It's really frustrating. I don't think Captain America Brave New World's like the worst MCU movie. It's just a misguided one, and one that I felt like could have been a lot better. There's little nuggets in here, such as the performances and a couple of the action sequences. It didn't work for me, and that really is a shame for me to say, because I was really rooting for this movie. At the end of the day, Marvel should have a complete script and full confidence before going into production, instead of like changing a lot of things, rewriting the script in post-production. Because if that trend keeps going, we're gonna get more messy movies like Captain America Brave New World. I love Marvel and I want them to do well, but with movies like Brave New World, it just makes me a bit iffy on the future of the MCU. I will say that Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four First Steps look very good, and I'm looking forward to seeing how both movies turn out. Hopefully better than this one, but to wrap it up, I'm going to be giving Captain America Brave New World a C-. Well guys, that was my review for Captain America Brave New World. What did you think of the movie? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like rating, and I will see you all next time.